Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Spring Sports Awards ceremony. I appreciate your attention. We'll be able to start right on time. I want to thank you for joining us tonight here as we honor your sons and daughters in our spring athletic programs. Tonight you'll be introduced to all the members of our spring teams, and coaches will recognize some special award winners. Every high school athlete will be recognized, and qualifying athletes will receive varsity letters, pins, or service bars as appropriate. And on behalf of everyone speaking tonight, I'd like to start off with a few thank yous just to a group of people whose work supports our athletic programs. First, to Dr. Zimmerman, not only for his leadership, but this year for stepping into a new role and coaching our lacrosse team this spring. I want to thank Mrs. Giovingo for her assistance in the athletic department, as well as all of the student workers who have helped us throughout all 3 seasons. Their efforts have been very much appreciated, and we couldn't do all of this without them. I want to thank the members of the Cadet Network who have helped broadcast some games, and Guilherme and Addie and Ethan who are working tonight to bring this ceremony to everybody who could not attend in person. I want to thank our athletic trainers, Tom Giovingo and Chelsea Brown, all of our bus drivers, but especially Mr. James Overberger, who is our newest member of the bus driving staff. Thanks to Ms. DeFazio and the food service staff for feeding our teams and running our concession stands. I want to thank Mr. Dodd and the maintenance staff for taking care of all of our facilities and fields and for flipping the room. Earlier today, we had a full house of accepted students in for a new student day, and just an hour later turned it into this setting for the ceremony tonight. That group does things like that all the time, and nobody sees it happen. And finally, of course, I want to thank our spring coaches. A sincere thank you from me. We had a very successful spring season that included OVAC championships in boys tennis and baseball. Those 2 accomplishments were well publicized and deservedly celebrated. But there was more to it than that. I don't know if you felt it, but I certainly did. All of our teams worked towards a higher level of success and raised the bar for the school year ahead. There was a different energy this spring and a resurgence in our teams that carried over to our fans and our student body. It was really wonderful to see. I want to congratulate all of our athletes, coaches, and fans for making the end of this school year feel so good. Tonight, we will honor 7 varsity programs. As we begin each sport, we ask that the athletes come down the ramp over here to your left and line up as indicated by your coach. Each athlete's name is called, and they will line up in front of the stage down on the floor. Any special award winners will come up on stage to receive that special award and remain standing until all of those awards have been given. And at the conclusion of each team's program, everyone will exit off this side of the stage and up the ramp back to their seats. We will begin with our track program tonight, and the head coach of our girls' track team, Mrs. Katie Wallace.
Mr. Depew. Will all the members of the girls' track team please come and stand down to my right? I'd like to say a quick thank you to my assistant coach this season, Coach Chrissy D'Aquila. Saying I couldn't have done it without you is an understatement. Not only does she lead the cross-country team in the fall that sets us up for so much success in the spring on the track, but she's the bright spot of my day and the calm to my storm. So Chrissy, thank you. And for another thank you for the boys coaches, Mr. Plumby, Mr. Dodd, Dr. Kramer, and Dr. Spatafor. There are so many kids on the boys and girls teams, and managing them all at meets and practices is a team effort. So thank you for always helping out in so many different ways throughout the season. I'm now going to introduce the girls. Please hold your applause until we get to the end. Sophia Eicart, Annalise Baker, Sydney Burke, Vega Calvo Mazzano, Mavi Crisafoli, Brenna Gardill, Hadley Selleck, Sophia Sikoris, Bridget Zimmerman, Leonie Barasa, Mira D'Aquila, Michaela Liu, Laura Olerich, Lola Roldan Duenas, Cecilia Sweeney, Beatriz de Rojas, Maria Martin Sanchez, Irene Marzo Grana, Vega Moragrega Diaz, Laura Valderas Rodriguez, Grace Venata, Brinasia Walker, Brenna White, Laura Yagi Moya, Noelle Depew, Ella Fouts, Tiana Galbert, Annabelle Holt, Cassie Mariner, Victoria de Oliveira, Lucia Rapoles Sanchez, Carla Sanchez Munoz, Parker Sabota, Poppy Endell. Over the last dozen years with the program, there have been only a small handful of years I can look at a team and see so much potential and talent. From the start of the season, we knew this was a group of competitive, hardworking, and strong female athletes. Every season, we are overjoyed to see the number of girls that show up to willingly run around or throw things, and this group in front of me was no different. They should all be proud of the work they put in throughout the season, on and off the track. Before I introduce our major award winners of the season, I would like to take a moment for some additional special recognition. Hadley Selleck, please step forward and wave. Here's Hadley. On April 23rd at the Dave Ice Girls Invitational at Bel Air's Nelson Field, Hadley broke the school record for the 100-meter hurdles and is now the all-time Linsly school record holder with a time of 15.81 seconds. Congratulations, Hadley. Brinasia Walker, please step forward and give a wave. On May 11th at the Ohio Valley Track League Championships at Shadyside High School, Brinasia broke the 300-meter hurdle record and is now the all-time Linsly school record holder with a time of 48.78 seconds. Congratulations, Bri. Don't worry, I'm not done. Victoria and Poppy and Hadley and Bri, will you guys all step forward, please? At OVAC qualifiers on May 4th at St. Clairsville, these four ladies broke the school record in the 4x100 meter relay and are now the all-time Linsly 4x1 meter relay record holders with a time of 52.15 seconds. Congratulations, girls. Now for our major award winners this evening. Poppy Yendel, please come forward. Yeah, come all the way down. Yep, up the stairs. Come on up. Tonight, Poppy is the recipient of the Sprinter of the Year award, which goes to the most successful member of the team in sprinting events. She had the fastest time on the team in the Open 100, 200, and 400, and was a key member of all of those relays as well. Finding where to use her in a meet in only 4 events was a challenge, and we're excited to have 3 more years with her. Congratulations, Poppy. Sit down. Parker Sabota and Annabelle Holt, please come forward. Yeah, come on up. Tonight we have 2 winners of our Distance Runner of the Year award. Parker was a force in the distance events, qualifying in the 2-mile at OVACs as a freshman and having some of the top times on the team in the 800, 1600, and 3200. This is Parker. Annabelle came off a strong cross-country season like Parker and was a member of the OVAC qualifying 4x8 team. And even though she occasionally ran the 300 hurdles for us and found success in that as well, she was equally as versatile in our 400, 800, and 1600 races. We are thrilled to have 3 more years with them both. Congratulations, ladies. Hadley Selleck, please come up. Hadley is the recipient of 2 awards tonight, the Hurdler of the Year Award and the Overall MVP Award. Hadley scored the most points possible on the team in the hurdle races this year and is now the school record holder in the 100. She also earned the most points on the team at all the meets combined for her events this year, for her performances in the 100-meter hurdles and contributions to the shuttle hurdles and the 4x1 relay. She was voted by her teammates as a captain this year, which was no surprise, and we are so excited to see what she will accomplish in the future as she continues her track career at Findlay next year. Congratulations, Hadley. Tiana Galberth, please come forward. Tiana is this year's recipient of the Newcomer of the Year Award, which goes to the most successful member of the team who is participating for their first year. Tiana was an incredibly versatile member of the team, contributing in everything from the 4-year... Nope, stop right here. Yep. Contributing in everything from the 4 years... Tiana was an incredibly versatile member of the team, contributing in everything from the occasional 200 all the way to the 3200. She was the anchor on both the 4x8 and 4x4 relay, which is quite a feat for a freshman. She was competitive in every 400, 800, 1600, and 3200 she ran, and whether it was an open or a relay, and figuring out how to only use her in 4 events at a meet was a serious puzzle. We are thrilled to have 3 more years with her. Congratulations, Tiana. Our final award of the night is the Coaches Award, of which we have 2. Bridget Zimmerman and Sophia Socorris, please come forward. At the start of every season, we say that we have 2 rules: work hard and don't be soft. Both of these ladies showed up every single day for 4 years, sticking to that without ever missing a beat. Sophia is a quiet, humble, hardworking young lady. I truly cannot think of a day over the span of 4 years that she did not show up, hear the workout and the goals for the day, and implement them to the best of her ability. If Sophia was in pain, she didn't show it. If she disagreed, she didn't dare say. She did nothing but be kind, smile, and work as hard as she could each day and every day without an excuse, which is a coach's dream. Her hard work she put in the off-season paid off, with big PRs in her 400 this year, earning her a spot on the 4x4 relay team. Her calm presence never got enough recognition, but Sophia, I see you. And like Sophia, Bridget has spent 4 years with this program, being a competitive, hardworking staple of our distance crew. She finally joined the cross-country team, worked on her own time in the off-season, and showed up every spring ready for whatever is thrown her way. Bridget has been an inspiration to this team and was selected by them, which was no surprise, to be a captain this year. Her positive personality, lead-by-example attitude, and resilience to tough practices and bad days should serve as a model to everyone that has had the pleasure of working with her or near her for the last 4 years. Like Sophia, there wasn't a time Bridget had an excuse. She was present, consistent, and didn't miss a single rep of a practice in 4 years. That type of commitment and positive attitude is a dream. Bridget and Sophia, we wish you all the best next year, and we'll miss you both dearly. Congratulations. Smile. Congratulations, girls. You may all now be seated. Thank you again to these girls for making it an amazing year. We wish our seniors all the best in their future and hope to see the rest of you back on the track next spring. I now present to you Mr. Plumby and the boys track team.
First, I apologize for the glare. There's nothing I can do about it. I actually stole that from Coach Mintz. He had that on his sheet. So you might hear that. You might hear that one again. After coaching football and track for 35 years, I decided to retire. And one of the reasons I did was because I hated giving speeches. And I don't like giving this one. I'll do my best. Bear with me, okay? But I haven't done this in a while. Our team should move down here. I'm going to introduce our guys by class, okay? Ready? Eli Shook. Come on, Eli. Hold applause until the end. We'll hold our applause. Is that what you did? Yeah, let's hold our applause to the end. Eli not only ran track, but he's our weather person. Tyree Smith. Max Blinko. Sophomores. John Adamski. Georgie Mamakis. David Popper. Juniors. Jimmy Arba. Landon Cottrell. Justin Heckman. Sebastian Jayakumar. Luke Jones. C. Wooji. He knows who that is. Rocco Marchese. Darren McCormick. Joey Nordorf. Siobhan Stirrup. Rocco Trulis. Hey, Rocco. How was pickleball? It took forever, but we finally got Rocco Trulis a date to the prom. Listen. He'd never met her before. So I said, Rocco, you got to find a way to meet this girl before the prom. So we set up a pickleball date on Saturday, and tell him what you just said. He didn't go. I couldn't help him. Mr. Trulis, I'm sorry. Milo Bowles, these are our seniors. Richard Darville. Sid Dupati. Levi Eckenham. Tucker Harden. Pablo Hernandez. Liam Jones. Kyle Pham. Jakob Schmidt-Wagen. Too fast. Dr. Kramer was the mile record. He actually still is the 2-mile record holder in the school. You'd think he could move a little faster. All right. Okay, Matt Shanley. Ian Sinkovich. Gavin Spatafor. Luca Trulis. He's had a date for a while, by the way. Jalen Wong. Felix Weir. And I saved this one for last. I'm Italian, and he's from Italy. Love him. Matteo Lorini. We had a really good year. We really did. I told the kids the first day of school, I haven't read many novels, and I'm certainly not qualified to quote many, but there's one written by Sun Tzu. It's called The Art of War. Anybody ever read that one? You should. It's really good. In it, he says, every battle was won before it's fought. Okay? That was our motto. We practiced every day with the idea that we were going to get better and get good enough to win. And throughout the season, we weren't real successful. We never scored a lot of points in our big Saturday meets, but we absolutely exploded at the UOVTL championship meet, won the entire meet by over 50 points. It was our final night, and these guys did an absolutely great job. They were an absolute joy to coach. You have so much to be proud of in your sons. They came to practice every day. Nobody complained. They worked hard. They fought through some adversity. And what was really special to me is the way they supported one another. Okay? Before I give some special awards, I would like to thank my assistants because, honestly, they do all the work. Eric Dodd, I thought I saw Eric here. Eric actually ran for me a few years ago, coached our weight people. Dr. Spatafor is the current record holder in the long jump. I think that's since 1980. Shockey, is that right? And then Dr. Kramer, who is the current record holder in the 2 mile, clear back to 1977. This is really cute. How many staffs can say they have an orthodontist and a dentist? I told our kids, if something happens with your teeth, we're going to be covered. Couldn't do anything about all our hamstring injuries, but we smiled and looked really good. Thanks, guys. You were absolutely fantastic. I appreciate your support and all that you brought to the team. It was absolutely great. I'm only going to give 2 special awards, but I could give as many kids as there are out here in front of you, because in some way, every single one of them impacted us. There are some kids in front of you that didn't score a point all year, but that didn't take away from how hard they worked every day in practice. It's easy to work hard when you have a shot at, or you know you're going to be, or you are successful. It's really tough to bring it hard every single day when you know deep down inside you're going to struggle to score. But every one of these kids brought their A game every day, and I appreciate everything that they did for us. 2 special awards. First is a coach's award. This is a tough one because this could have gone to a lot of people. I'm looking through the group, and I could name 5 or 6 of them that deserve this. But it goes to the person that, in my mind, was most consistent all year. Not necessarily in how they performed, but what they brought to practice every day. The Coach's Award this year is going to go to Justin Heckman. Give an MVP award, but before I do that, every team has to have leaders, and we had 3 really good ones this year. Our captains for the season, I want them to come up. I have a plaque for them because I want to give them special recognition. The first one is Gavin Spatafor. Gavin pulled his hamstring at the second meet of the year. This is the second year in a row he did that. Okay, he came to practice every day, and when kids looked a little bit down, maybe weren't ready for practice, I'd say, hey, look at that guy standing over in the corner. He would kill to be able to run today. He was really special to us. Second Captain's Award goes to Luca Trulis. I coached a lot of kids in my time. A lot, and they're all special. But I got a plaque here. Hold on. Stay over here. They're all special. But this kid is as tough, hard-nosed, and absolutely just a great kid. And he did a great job leading us all year. He was our vocal point. Gavin doesn't want to speak. Jakob doesn't like to speak. He was our talker all year. Luca, thanks. Jakob, come on up. Jakob, come on, Jakob. Jakob Schmidt-Wagen. He was our 3rd captain, and he led by example. Nobody works as hard as this kid does. I'll tell you a quick story. Those of us that have coached for a long time, we have this kind of common understanding that if you're in this business long enough, you will have one, what they call generational athlete. You'll have one kid that's just head and shoulders above everybody else. I had that in 1997 when I got to coach a kid named Eddie Drummond. Eddie Drummond holds a school record in the 1, 2, and 4. He never lost a race, and those records will stand long after you and I are gone. He was an All-American football player. He went on to play football at Penn State. and he ended up an All-Pro with the Detroit Lions. That was my that was my once-in-a-lifetime athlete. I'm really lucky because I got a second one, and that's Jacob. He is the school record holder. When I compare you to Eddie Drummond, that's something. BJ, right? He's the school record holder in the 800. He ran a 155. It's his best time. I couldn't drive a car around the track that fast. I mean, seriously, that's really good. And his mile time, Dr. Kramer, was 4:23, 4:25. My guess is those records will still be standing long after you and I are gone. So a captain's award and an MVP award to a most deserving young man. As good as he is at running, he's an even better person. Jakob. Hang on 1 minute. Okay. All right. I'm done. Thank you very much. Guys, good job.
Not only is he a a tough act to follow, but he didn't even announce me. Hi, I'm Coach Bear.
Coach Barrows is our JV.
So if the JV tennis team could line up on the side there, I gave you guys your order already. Good evening, everyone. As he mentioned, I am Courtney Barrows. I coached JV tennis this year. This is my second year doing this since I've been in Linsly. I am not a tennis player. I was a softball player, but I fell in love with tennis a couple of years ago, and I wanted to give back a little more for that. So, as I call your names, please stand in front of the stage. First, I'm going to go with our only lonely senior, Yong Kao. Then our juniors are Ayana DeLong, Catherine Lee, Fiona Nyong, Connor Phillips, and Gabe Schatz. Our sophomores are Lydia Diaz, Dario Lozano, Alejandro Melendez, and Evan Murray, and Ana Socorris, Jimena Valladolid, Aria Zervos, and our lonely freshman is Theo Barasa. For those of you who don't know, JV tennis doesn't have as many matches as the varsity. We have to play when they're not around. Thanks, guys. But we totally understand. So we didn't have as many matches as we would have liked, but we did do well in the matches that we had. Everybody played very well. They showed up and were ready to learn, especially our newbies, which was a good bit of the players. Out of the people that are returners, we only had 5, I believe, and everybody else was new this year, so that was fantastic. The boys were especially eager to play. They were the ones that wanted us to continue to find matches. So thank you, gentlemen. I really appreciated that. To my returning players, I'm going to leave you with this. Next year, we will try to have less deuce matches. We really like deuce in our matches. Just throwing that out there. And to those of you that are graduating or not returning, because we have a few people who will not be back next year, I'll just say this to you. You will be dearly missed. Alejandro, Dario, you are a fantastic duo, and I will miss you tremendously next year. Overall, I'm proud of all of your effort and your attitude all year long, and if everybody could please give them a round of applause. You guys can go ahead and sit down, and here's Coach Gallagher with the girls' tennis.
Good evening. My name is Heather Gallagher, and I'm the girls' tennis coach. It's been my pleasure to coach the girls' tennis team for my second season. Everyone on our team worked hard and showed marked improvement as the season progressed. It is an honor to introduce them to you now, and as is our custom, please wait until the end for a round of applause. recognize first Maria Maldonado, Paula Lago, Alejandra Fernandez, Bailey Heinbaugh, Elena Toplovich, Emerson Schaefer, and Rhiannon Jones. A round of applause for our team, please. Before announcing our special awards, it's important to recognize 4 members of our team in a special way. Being new to the sport of tennis this spring, these young ladies had understandably less experience than many of their opponents, yet showed impressive competitive spirit and a desire to learn as they faced that challenge. Our season would not have been possible without the efforts of Bailey Heinbaugh, Alejandra Fernandez. She's so excited right now. Bailey Heinbaugh, Alejandra Fernandez, Paula Lago, all of whom earned points for our team during the OVAC tournament, and Maria Maldonado, who was our alternate during several difficult matches. I'm very proud of their efforts to represent the Linsly School well. Thank you. Our first special award is the Heart and Hustle Award, which has been well earned by Emerson Schaefer. Emerson showed notable improvement in her mental game this year and willingness to battle against strong competition. She will return to next year's team as the only returning starter, but she is undoubtedly up to this challenge. Congratulations, Emerson. Our Senior Leadership Award recognizes the dedication of 2 multi-year starters who have shown impressive dedication to their teammates and the success of our program. Rhiannon Jones played in the number 1 singles and number 1 doubles positions this year, which is always a difficult challenge, and fought hard during every outing. Elena Toplovich played in the number 3 singles and number 2 doubles positions, where her hard work during the off-season was evident. Congratulations, Rhiannon and Elena. Elena's efforts on and off the court have also earned her our team's Coaches Award. She is a special person and we will miss her greatly next year. Elena doesn't know this, but the final match of her senior year, played during the OVAC tournament, has been acknowledged by a number of opposing coaches as one of the most competitive matches of the entire girls tournament, and I'm very proud of her efforts. Congratulations, Elena. I would be remiss if I did not also say a big thank you to Mrs. Rebecca Upton, who helps our team in so many ways every single day. It's my pleasure to be able to help the boys team, but she does a great deal for our girls team as well. So she's going to come up and introduce the boys team, but if we could also give her a round of applause, that'd be great. Thank you.
Would the boys tennis team please assemble over here on the left side, please? Okay. As the boys are assembling, I'd like to talk a little briefly about this team and the season. This year had big expectations for boys tennis, not just because this team has become accustomed to winning, but because of our senior heavy lineup and a sense of urgency as their time at Linsly tennis and with the tennis team was coming to an end. They had goals, big goals, not just to win OVACs, but to win as individuals. Without a doubt, this group had another fantastic season in which they saw their goals achieved. We ended the season with our 4th straight OVAC title, in which we beat the next closest 1A through 4A school by 13 points. That means we won 13 more matches than the second place team. We had 2 position championships, and we went toe-to-toe with every big school in the OVAC and came in 3rd overall behind 2 5A schools. This group has so very much to be proud of. Now I would like to introduce the team. Please hold your applause until they are all announced. Freshmen, Mauro Camarena. Sophomores, Javier Ruiz, who plays 3rd doubles, and Javier Villarreal. Juniors, Jackson Milam, who's 3rd doubles, and Rafa Sanchez, 2nd doubles and 4th singles. And our 3 seniors, Leonardo Chiato, 1st doubles and 1st singles. Captain Augustine Fonseca, 2nd doubles and 3rd singles. And Captain Andrew Huang, 1st doubles and 2nd singles. At this time, there are several moments and individuals who I would like to recognize. Our first award is Most Improved. This year's candidate for Most Improved was a complete unknown to me at the beginning of the school year. He is quiet and reserved, although I suspect that this is not always true in the dorms, and seems to live almost completely in his own universe. He came into the season with that same demeanor, casually hanging out, playing tennis, going with the flow. As the season progressed through, so did his tennis. After several confusing conversations about cross-court and where his opponent's backhand is located, he began to really find his stride during the last 2 weeks of the season. Despite some poor clothing choices heading into the OVAC tournament, he finished his last day of tennis with really strong play. He lost in the semis to the eventual 4th singles champion, which finished him in 3rd place overall in the OVAC 4th singles tournament. I am so very happy that he will be returning to Linsly and to our team next season. This year's Most Improved is Rafa Sanchez. Our next award is MVP. This year's MVP will come to no surprise to anyone who spent any time around the tennis courts this year. In my first conversation with him on campus in the fall, I introduced myself and then asked if he was a better tennis player than his brother, who attended Linsly and was on the team in 2021. His response, yes. I have no idea if this is actually true, but he certainly did not disappoint this season. A true class act on the court, he won every match he played in this season. He did so with grace, sometimes with a little humor, and with a humbleness that made everyone in the OVAC love him, except for maybe University. He finished the season as part of our undefeated #1 doubles team that won their position championship, as well as winning the #1 singles scoring, and scored a total of 8 points for our team through the 2-day OVAC tournament. I have truly enjoyed both being around him as a person and watching his high level of play on the court. This year's MVP award goes to Leonardo Chiato. Our last award is the Coaches Award. This year's Coaches Award goes to a very special young man for the 2nd year in a row. During his 4 years on the varsity tennis team, he has played practically every position on the roster. From #1 singles to #4 singles and a variety of double spots, he has been an integral part of the 4-team OVAC championships that he has won. He has been named a special award winner each season, including Newcomer of the Year, MVP, and Coaches Award. This year, he also received the prestigious Trustee Award at the Senior Sports Ceremony. Each year, there have been challenges to overcome, and he has done so with style. Although he cruised through most of the season, there were still a few bumps in the road. He truly found his rhythm in the last home match versus Kiski. Heading into the OVA tournament with a little extra boost of confidence, he undoubtedly played his best tennis of the season. In an epic win at #1 doubles over University, he played some of the best points that I have seen out of him in 4 seasons. Although he lost in the semi and number 2 singles, he again played one of the best masters that we saw out of him all year. I will truly miss his demeanor at practice, his humor with the team, and his thoughts on all things food related. The tennis program will definitely miss him next season, and so will I. It is truly the end of an era. This year's Coach's Award goes to Andrew Huang. Lastly, I'd like to give a special thank you to Ms. Heather Gallagher for year 2 of excitement in the OVAC tennis world. This season would not have been possible without you, and I know that the boys feel the exact same way. I thought that I learned a lot about tennis last year in your first year of coaching. Not even close. Watching you talk through points and strategies with our players and just getting to sit next to you and listen to you talk through a match was truly an experience. I am so very thankful for your knowledge, your willingness to help in any situation, and that you let me absorb it all. Although we may live at 2 different physical altitudes, there is no doubt that we work at 2 different altitudes of tennis knowledge, and I am forever thankful for your contributions to both teams. I'm very confident in speaking for both the boys and the girls when I say one more heartfelt thank you. And boys and girls, we would like to give a Coach Gallagher. Lastly, I would like you to give one more round of applause to our 2026 OVAC Championship Boys Tennis Team. And now, Mr. Herb Minch with softball.
I can't believe they sat us beside each other up here. That's torture for you all. I was hoping for maybe an eclipse or something here tonight, but you have to live with us. Sorry about that. Anyway, thanks for being here tonight. Let's get this rolling with our softball team here. First, I'd like to thank the administration and Dr. Zimmerman, everybody at Linsly, as Coach Depew had mentioned earlier, everybody who's helped everything come to fruition here for a program that had a great season. Everybody from my assistant coach is Dr. Chris Babb. He keeps everybody pretty loose in the dugout, on the field, wherever we're at. Coach Brian Gauss beside him here in his second year with us. One other coach not here this evening, Mr. Seth Weir. Between all of us, those 3 especially helped this season come along. A couple other people I'd like to thank. Mr. Brian Gaffrey for keeping the book for us. Mr. Eric Driscoll for running Game Changer for us. Mrs. Van Syok for driving the van one evening for us, and so on. Without that happening, we might not have played that game because I was the only one going, I think, that evening to Toronto. So thank you again. Thank you, athletic trainers, for keeping them healthy. As you know, we've had some thin numbers the last 2 years, and thanks to you, we kept everybody pretty much on the field. Parents, thank you for letting your student athlete be a member of our program. They did a tremendous job, and it was a truly pleasurable experience having them there and working with them. And the biggest thanks goes to the 14 members of the team this year and the job they did for the softball program. It was very rewarding for them from the aspect that it was the first winning season in a few years here. And as far as we are aware, it's the record for most wins in a season for softball here. So all the credit goes to them. All that being said, it was a tough season still. They just missed out on OVAC qualification in the probably the toughest class in the OVAC 4A softball. There was about 8 teams that were very competitive, and we finished just one spot outside qualifying for OVAC play. So it was disappointing on that end, but again, they have put together their season. Our team members are Macy Sustick, senior catcher and captain; Kimber Kotson, senior center fielder; Alyssa Heath, senior right fielder and a captain; Reagan Van Syok, senior third baseman and a captain; Kenzie Gaffrey, senior second baseman; Aubrey Joano, senior outfielder, first baseman; Madison Applegarth, junior pitcher, first baseman, DP, and captain; Braylon Gaffrey, sophomore outfielder; Abigail Hott, sophomore infielder; Lila McFarland, sophomore infielder; Rebecca Jaden, sophomore outfielder; Layla Marquis, freshman pitcher, first baseman; Haley Driscoll, freshman shortstop; and Lily Spiker, freshman outfielder. We changed up the awards this year just a little bit, in the sense that we knew we had a different angle here and what's happened over the last 2 years, and we went with a team award this year. And the 6 of you, would you please come up for this team award? The 6 seniors: Macy Sustick, Reagan Van Syok, Alyssa Heath, Kenzie Gaffrey, Aubrey Joano, and Kimber Kotson. I've done this a few times over the years at different levels, and it's always the tough part. But this group right here, their change, their approach, their demeanor over the last 2 years really set a bar here for the softball program. And without them this year, the 17 wins wouldn't have happened. The number of games we played would not have happened, and so on. So I can't say enough about them, and our coaches that feel the same, that you have set the bar for Linsly softball for years to come. And we can't thank you enough for that. Parents, you should be real proud of them. They've been through a little bit over the last 4 or 5, whatever years it was here, but we've enjoyed working with them the last 2 years, and they're surely going to be missed. Thank you very much. They're our team award. We have one coach's award, and our coaches did hash this out a little bit and around, but that goes to Kenzie Gaffrey. Kenzie's been that player over the last years. She's probably played 6 or 7 positions on the field for us, so there's never a no or so what or if what. just put her there and expect results. It happens. Again, thank you all for the season we've had. We have a good group that I think learned a lot from these 6 seniors, and Madison has a lot on her shoulders as the only senior next year. We thought we were thin last year with no seniors. Now we're back to 1 senior, but Madison has had another great year for us, and we're counting on her as a returning captain to help lead this young group to another successful season. Thank you all again very much. Bring up Coach Joey Seabright for JV Baseball.
I can talk to you. Baseball, if you can make your way down to the ramp for me. I don't know how I can top Coach Plumby's speech tonight, but we'll give it a try. Okay. First, just a few thank yous before I introduce the players. First, I want to thank Coach Cartwright for just allowing me another season to coach the JV baseball team. I played baseball growing up my whole life, and I've been around the game for a long time, so it's always a joy to work with some of our younger cadets and watch them get to play baseball. I want to thank Coach Zach Taylor as well. This was his first year. He's a Linsly graduate, and this was his first year helping the program, and he was a big help for me this year. And I also want to give a thanks to Mrs. Hunter for doing my game changer this year, allowing parents to watch if they couldn't travel to watch us play. Now I want to introduce the team. Freshman Theo Campbell, outfield. Save your applause for the end, please. Thank you. Freshman Gino DePasquale, infield, outfield, catcher, pitcher. He was always asking to pitch every game. Freshman Jay Jang, outfield. Freshman Dante McCabe, infield, pitcher. One of our best pitchers at the JV level this year. Threw a lot of innings for us, had a very low ERA. Freshman Colton Swoyer, infield, catcher. Sophomore Skylar Hunter. Unfortunately, he was unable to be here tonight, but he was our shortstop and pitcher. Sophomore Justin John, outfield, and one of the fastest kids we had on the team. And he was thrown into the team very late in the season and hit over 300 on the year. Sophomore Jamie Loudermilk. Plays every single position I could offer. Shortstop, third, second, center, pitcher. It didn't matter. Jamie would do anything that I asked him. Colin Phillips, sophomore, infield, pitcher. Max Zito, sophomore, catcher, pitcher, infield. Junior Romeo Giovingo, infield, outfield. Romeo played for both teams, actually. He was on the JV team, but also contributed at the varsity level this year as well. And finally, junior Kenneth Tagu. My man Kenny probably had the slide of the year. You know, most people when they slide, they go feet first, they go hand, and they go head first. My man Kenny did a barrel roll for his first slide of the year, so it was pretty impressive. And he was safe. He was safe. Just want to say a couple things about this team. You know, I often measure success with wins and losses. That's obviously really important, but I also measure it with how our growth was from the beginning of the year to the end, and I saw a lot of growth out of this group, okay? You need 9 to play baseball, and as you look around, we've got a pretty small team, so being able to put guys at any different position at any time was a challenge, but it was a fun one. I really enjoyed watching these guys play all year long and getting to go to battle with them during all the games. One of my favorite things, and I would always tell them was, you know, we finally get to play baseball. That's the best part about it, watching them get to play, watching them smile, watching them have fun during it. And lastly, I just want to thank you all for working hard the entire year. I know it's very cliche to say that, but you guys truly bought in. You worked your butts off for me every day, and that was something I was very appreciative for. And I hope to see all of you contribute at the varsity level here in the next year and next 2 years beyond. Okay, let's give these guys one more round of applause. Thank you, guys. You can be seated. Next up, Coach Jay Cartwright and the varsity baseball team.
Might as well just stay up here. Come on over. We just head over on the ramp. I'll save you a trip. I also want to start with some thank yous this evening. Certainly our parents, we ate really well, and our parents followed us everywhere, including Morgantown and Harrisburg, PA, and every other crazy place we went this year. And that's truly remarkable. And this is my 20th season here as head coach of the baseball program. And I certainly consistently throughout my career, our parental support has been incredible. And I probably wouldn't be standing up here saying it was my 20th year without the parent support that we have. So thank you. Also, I have a great staff, Scott Goodnight, my assistant coach, David Phillips, who's right over there, going to hand out some awards for me. John Michael Bruner, our JV coaches, Coach Seabright, who you just heard from, and Zach Taylor, did a great job with our younger players this year, and it really does take a team, and not just on the field, but with the coaching staff as well. And I'm really pleased with the work that we've been able to do with our players. Also to Evan Murray. Is Evan here tonight? I'm not sure if Evan's here. He was my scorekeeper this year. I bought him a lot of free burgers. And to Mr. Fada, who I did see here, I think he's down front here somewhere. He also does my game changer, and there's no chance I would be able to do it. So I really appreciate him doing that. Also to Mark Dodd and Nate Wood and Mike Bruner, they do an outstanding job with our field. Our field gets better every year in terms of the surface, and that's because of the work that they do every day, not just in the season, but in the off season, just like our players. I guess the guys are already over there, so I don't have to tell them to do that. That's good. So I'll just start with introductions. I'll begin with seniors. I guess I fouled you guys up, but Tucker Doty, senior infielder, pitcher. Gerardo Vargas, catcher, designated hitter. Donovan Jones, outfield, pitcher. Jackson Murray, shortstop, pitcher. Juniors, Ryder Dlesk, infield, pitcher. Romeo Giovingo, outfield. Vinny Gorence, infield, pitcher. Preston Hartley, catcher, pitcher. Colson Ludolph, outfield, pitcher. Brody Prout, outfield, pitcher. Chris Upton, outfield. Hayden Ward, infield. Next, our sophomores, Dom Fado, infield. Skylar Hunter, outfield. Max Zito, catcher, pitcher, infielder. This group in front of you is one that I always associate with resilience, with grit, unwavering confidence, and offensive production. They scored 8.2 runs a game on average, hit 327 as a team, stole 64 bases in 21 games. I mentioned grit and confidence earlier, and they displayed it in our OVAC championship game. They came back and scored 8 runs in the top of the 7th after our opponent had tied the game in the bottom of the 6th. This win secured our Tucker, you want to come here and read this? Our 24th conference record OVAC title. We're tied with Steubenville now, but they had like a 50-year head start on us. It was truly a team effort that first Saturday in May. But more importantly, these guys did it daily. Practice in the offseason, practice preseason, regular season competition. They brought it every day. They were consistently focused and unified. I'm extremely proud of every single one of these guys and their effort this season. 15-6 record against really strong competition. Now I have 3 special awards here. First is the Slugger Award. This player held down center field for us this year with outstanding defense, led the team in batting average, hitting .500. He had 13 extra base hits, and he also led our team in on-base percentage at a .589 clip. This year's Slugger Award goes to junior leadoff man Chris Upton. Next is the ACE Award. Strong pitching is the key to any solid baseball team, and this young man was consistently outstanding for us on the mound this year after coming back from a nasty knee injury early in his junior campaign. His determination, competitive drive, obvious to anyone who saw him on the mound this year, was exemplified many times, but he spun 3 curveballs in a row for no doubt strikes. The end Indian Creek's beginning, keep the game tied. The guy from Creek didn't even take the bat off his shoulder; he just walked away. So he pitched 51 1/3 innings for us, 2.32 ERA. He's going to continue his academic and baseball career at Wheeling University this fall. Ace goes to senior captain Tucker Doty. Finally, our Coaches Award. From my experience, the best all-around player on the field is not always the one who inspires others to do their best. This young man was certainly the exception to that. He was an outstanding leader for us all year. His quiet confidence, his focus, positive demeanor, whether he was playing well that day or not, and he usually played well, he was an inspiration to everybody around him. Meanwhile, he hit .493, was 24 for 24 in steals, drove in 32 runs in 21 games, 17 extra base hits while playing outstanding defense at shortstop. He'll continue his academic and baseball career at Ohio State University in the fall. This year's Coaches Award goes to Jackson Murray. Jackson's also a captain this year. Congratulations, gentlemen. Great season. Underclassmen 27 is right around the corner. Thank you. Our next speaker is Dr. Zimmerman, our headmaster and our head lacrosse coach.
Gentlemen, please line up just like everybody else. And while they're doing that, let me offer a few thanks. I feel like everything that has happened to me in life has actually happened for a reason. I don't always understand it at the time. Sometimes it's mind-blowing and confusing all at the same time, but I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to get to know these kids in the way that I did this past season. And I'm grateful and thankful that I also had a wonderful village around me or community around me to help along the way. First, to our parents, thank you so much for everything that you did. Post-game drinks, pre-game meals, the list goes on and on. I think anytime a message went out from our team mom in the group chat, you all responded in ways that contributed to the experience for the coaching staff, but more importantly, for the student athletes that we had on our team. So thank you to all of our parents. Collectively, you did a fantastic job, and you were always there to support us. Thank you to Chelsea Kelly Brown, our athletic trainer. I think some days we were the last team practicing at school, and with a little son at home and lots of dogs as well at home, I think she was ready for me to call it quits, and that's not what I always do. So thank you to her for always being there. Coach Depew, as athletic director, but also given my role, I think he took on a few additional things for the lacrosse program this past season to help out, as did Mrs. Johnette Giovingo, who helps him with a lot of things, but certainly they helped pull this together at the last minute, and I thank them for all their support. Like some others have said, and Mr. Depew said, I would also like to thank the Cadet Network and the student members of that staff and team, some that are here tonight working the cameras, the producer back there, Ethan, but we relied on that as a team and as a program to evaluate what was happening on the field at times, and we always enjoyed the commentary. So well done, gentlemen. And ladies, there's a few girls involved as well. I also want to thank Coach Riesbeck. Coach Riesbeck, like I, saw a need and offered to help out in a way that was super instrumental, super helpful. He runs a company that's multifaceted, and there's lots of things, and he had lots of reasons not to be there, just like me, but he gave up a lot of time, and he was at just about every single practice, and it took him away from his job and work and family in ways that we are certainly very, very grateful. So thank you to Coach Riesbeck, a Linsly alum as well, and also a Linsly alum, Coach Tom Round. Coach Round has been a part of the staff for a number of years. I don't know anyone who loves the game of lacrosse more than Coach Round. And he's always early. He's always there to open the locker room, to help the kids get better, to teach them how to throw, catch, all of those things. He was ready to do this all by himself. He loves lacrosse that much. But it's been a true pleasure to get to know him in the way that I have this season, and I'm grateful for him and his leadership. He handled a lot of little details as well, did things behind the scenes with our website, Max Preps, all of those things, and without him, it would have been a very different experience. So thank you, Coach Round, as well. Thank you to the players. I said to a few of them early on, you're probably going to know or regret this in a few weeks once the season starts, because they're going to get to know me in a different way. And a lot of people probably saw me in a different way after this season. But they hung in there. They've been through a lot. Like softball, this is the third coaching staff they've had in 3 years. And I have to say I'm grateful that they embraced us with open arms. They were eager to learn. They were eager to work hard, and they had goals of their own before I arrived and before I even joined the staff. But they achieved almost all of those goals and did a really, really good job. So congratulations and thank you to the players. And then last, but certainly very, very important to me, a little bit personal, I want to thank my wife, Amy, and my daughter, Bridget. There are moments that you prepare for in your life, like when your child's a senior, right, and your second child is a senior. And most of my career here, I thought I would enjoy watching her senior track season in a way that was largely uninterrupted. And when she said, it's okay, Dad, they need you, I was surprised, but that's just who she is, and I'm grateful for that. And then secondly, my wife, Amy, she knows how busy I am. She also knows me well enough to know that I don't do anything halfway, so to speak. And so when I got her blessing to do this and take on one more thing, in addition to everything else, I knew it would be okay once she said okay. But she didn't have to do that, although she may have enjoyed even less of me. So, but thank you to both of them. It's been amazing, and I'm also grateful for all they did without me being at home while I was away with the team. Okay, all of our athletes that I'm going to introduce tonight will receive a varsity letter. They've been, the way they've dedicated themselves and worked hard all season long has truly impressed all of us as coaches. So they're all very deserving. I'm going to start with our freshmen. Actually, I'll start with Ivan Seyfried, who's not here tonight, but he helped out as a team manager. He's an 8th grader, and we're really looking forward to seeing him on the lacrosse field next year. Also, she'll be embarrassed for me to say this. She's probably not here, but maybe she'll watch it on the Cadet Network. Our assistant to our assistant coach, Emma Riesbeck, also functioned as a manager in a lot of ways this year. She's really mad at me for not giving the kids more burpees to do, but thank you to Emma Riesbeck as well. Now on to our freshmen. Class of 2029, defenseman Gunnar Glasser. Please hold your applause. Attackman / midi William Kolovis. Midfielder Alex Wood. Sophomores Colton McAtee, midfielder. Long stick midi, defensive pole, Sawyer Palian. Midfield, face-off specialist, Maddox Painter. Defenseman, Cooper Riesbeck. Midfield, Andre Rosado. Defensive pole, Elliot Wade. Our juniors, the bulk of the team, Chase Bacchus, attackman and midfield. Vinny DeMarchi, midfield. Trey Goddard, midfield, face-off specialist. Not with us tonight, but certainly very important to the team, Cameron Hiriak, midfield. Defenseman, Dylan Jones. Long stick midi, defenseman, Cole Kondersky. Midfield, Hastings Kessler. Attackman, midfield, but mostly attack, John Powell. I just keep warning him I'm going to make him run at midfield more. Goalie, Will Riesbeck. Midfield, Nolan Smith. Defenseman, Joaquin Zaru. Seniors, Giovanni Amiti, midfield. Kaio Selame Avzilo, defense. Evan Badwar, midfield. Midfield, face-off specialist, Ni Ashiti Botang. Defense, Julian Fisher. Felix Anton Jelinas, attack. And last but not least, Chase Labritz, attack. The group before you had lofty goals right from the very beginning. Last year they made it to the state championship game, and they lost that game, and they made a goal as a team collectively on that bus ride back to school to get back there the following year, which happened to be this year. And last night, they represented the school extremely well. I'm very, very proud of all of the work they'd put in to achieve the goal of getting back to that state championship final game. They played every game they could have this year. They finished with a record of 10-4. They beat everyone in their division. 2 of those schools I would consider big rivalry schools. They beat them twice in the same year. That's never easy to do. But they did so with the resilience, the discipline, and the courage, and the focus that I hadn't seen, and I didn't know if they had it after the start that we had. But I'm really proud to say that these are the West Virginia Scholastic Lacrosse Association runner-ups and finished with a record of 10-4. Please give them a big round of applause. Lacrosse is a special game. It's a special game to me. When it's played at its highest level, it's beautiful, it's artful, it's strategic, it's tactical, and many people say it's the fastest game played on 2 feet. Our goals this year was to bring that back, to get back to that type of lacrosse. And it was a learning process, and it continues to be a learning process. We were humbled last night just a little bit by a school in Morgantown, but take nothing away from the effort that these kids did to improve all season long. It was very difficult to decide on special award winners. Like some of the other coaches said before me, there are so many kids here that deserve individual recognition. But collectively, they did a phenomenal job and they worked well as a team. So with that being said, we do have some special award winners, of course. So we have two most improved awards this year. We have a most improved defensive player. Now, if you watched us play, you probably noticed this player for his work on face-offs and with his knack for big stick checks. He also was very skilled at stripping the ball from opposing players at just the right time. He has good hands. He picked up a lot of ground balls for us, and always got under the skin of some of the most skillful midfielders on the opposing teams. So he also, unfortunately, had a knack for taking a few too many penalties. And that is certainly something that we are working on, right, Sawyer? However, compared to his freshman season, the growth that we've seen from Sawyer Palian has truly been impressive. And he'll be called to play an even bigger and more important role on the team next year and beyond. And we look forward to his continued improvement. So we're honored to give a most improved defensive player to sophomore Sawyer Palian. The next award is the most improved offensive player. This award also could have easily gone to multiple players, as we had several guys who became much more effective and important when attacking on the offensive side of the field. This player was nearly sidelined most of his junior year with nagging injuries. And heading into the season, the coaches and I weren't sure if he would become a serious contributor or not. We wrestled with trying him at several different positions, mostly midfield or attack, but then realized that his quickness, his ball watching ability, and the way that he read the field, he might be able to help the team most with his speed at attack, which is where he ended up playing most of the season. In that regard, he was effective and he became a regular playmaker. He ended up the season scoring 17 goals and 8 assists, far, far more than the 1 goal, 1 assist he had as a junior. So our most improved offensive player this year is Felix Jelinas. We have a most valuable defensive player. This person became an essential leader on the defensive side of the ball this year in a way that was impressive for all of us to watch. His athleticism, his quickness, and his relentless ability to never get outworked is what made him truly special in my mind. I also believe that he's one of the most effective defensive players in the state of West Virginia. He's played all of the best attackmen in the state, and most of those attackmen have struggled to perform well when he guards them. His growth as a player is a testament to his work ethic, his commitment, and his determination, especially given that this was only his third year of ever playing lacrosse. Like I said, he was typically given the toughest task to guard the best attackman from the other team, and he regularly shut down nearly everyone he has guarded one-on-one. So our most valuable defensive player this year is Julian Fisher. We actually have a second most valuable defensive player. This gentleman was the first team All-State selection, and he's the type of guy that gives us a chance to win every single game that we play. Without him, we wouldn't actually be able to play. He's one of one for us, and there's no more important position on the field. There's no more stressful position on the field than to be a lacrosse goalie. Will is probably, arguably, the best in the state, which is why he was selected as first-team All-State goalie. His save percentage this year is 58%. So for a career, he has a 59% save percentage, which in lacrosse is very, very impressive. He is respected around the state. He's respected in club lacrosse levels and circles all across the region. Now, having said that, if you watched us play, where are you, Will? He's emotional. He loves lacrosse more than anybody else I know other than Coach Round, and he wears those emotions out loud. So he, at times, doesn't agree with the coach here. And so if you watched and saw hand gestures, head shaking, or loud screaming, it was coming at me. But nonetheless, I love him. He's a phenomenal goalie, most valuable defensive player / goalie, Will Respect. Most valuable offensive player. Again, if you watched us play, this is no surprise. This young man is not only an MVP with lacrosse, but probably with any and every sport that he plays. He's the hardest worker no matter what sport he plays. He's probably the best athlete in the Valley. And he was also a first-team All-State selection at midfielder. He's a leader in goals scored for us. In fact, he nearly doubled. He had 80 points on the season, including 56 goals. That's fifth in the state for total goals scored. He also led our team with assists, ground balls picked up, and overall, the performance that he does on a day in and day out basis is truly impressive. If we had one most valuable player, it would undoubtedly be Nolan Smith. I have 2 coaches awards. Again, it was very difficult for us to limit it to just 2 with the group of guys that are standing in front of you. There's so many good team guys here, team first guys. But we did select 2. This first recipient is a quiet leader. He always gives everything he has. He also stepped up to the plate this year and became a face-off specialist. He is a leader by example first. He always works harder than the next guy. He's poised to continue to contribute and have a breakout season next year as a senior and as a leader on this team. The first Coaches Award is awarded to Trey Goddard. Our second Coaches Award is given to a senior. His contributions have come in the way of leadership, which began before the season at captain's practices for sure, during team meetings, and in the general way he tried to lift up the players around him. He finished the year with 44 total points, including 28 goals and 16 assists in 12 games, 2 less than his teammates, in part because he fell ill during a significant middle portion of the season, and we thought his season might have been over. But he remained present, he remained engaged, and fortunately, doctors cleared him so he's able to return for the most important games of the year down the stretch. His leadership, his contributions will not be forgotten, but our second Coaches Award goes to Chase Labritz. Like others, I would also like to thank and acknowledge our captains. We had a great group of leaders. Chase Labritz, John Powell, Julian Fisher, Nolan Smith all served as captains this year and did a fantastic job. But I could go on and on. We have seniors that have impacted this program significantly, like Nee Boateng and others. And without their leadership, without their engagement and involvement, it would have been a very, very different year. So congratulations to all of our players on the lacrosse team. We look forward to the future. We have an amazing junior class coming back. We're going to recruit and get some more freshmen and younger students involved in the game to play it the right way. Guys, we'll have a team meeting and equipment turn-in tomorrow at 3:15 since we haven't had that opportunity. But congratulations on a phenomenal year. Well done. And I look forward to the upcoming season. A long night. And so they asked me to wrap it up as well, as always. I would like to thank everybody who's here tonight. Some of you know me better than others. But one of the other struggles that I had personally with this decision to be the head coach was how it might take me away from being present at other athletic events. And a few people acknowledged that. And I just want to say that that was hard. I did try to make an effort to make sure that I was able to get to at least every team to support them in a way that I think you deserve. You all deserve that. So I hope that you didn't see my lack of presence as a lack of support in those other arenas or areas of athletics. I love sports passionately. This team needed me this year in a way that they hadn't before, and I was honored and grateful to be a part of it. But what I saw at the table tonight and on the field and in the track and all of the other places where your sons and your daughters and where our student athletes dedicate themselves was truly impressive. It was one of the best springs that I can remember in a long time for a lot of teams and a lot of programs. And that doesn't happen without phenomenal coaches, but also, more importantly, amazing parents that give their kids the courage, the confidence, and the support necessary to be full members of these teams and our community. We know that the ask is a lot for those kids because they have to balance tough coursework and a lot of other time demands on them. So congratulations to everyone here tonight. It's been a great season and I hope a great year. And I look forward to watching our seniors move on to the next level and have amazing success like the alumni before them. And I look forward to our underclass students returning and continuing to keep these traditions alive. Thank you and have a great night.